Hey everyone, it's Erin Flitto, and I am going to attempt to not sniffle during this video while I unbox and test out these Sharpie brush pens. Alright, so first I want to go over just what it says on the box for best performance store pens horizontally. So just FYI there, it says it on here, it says it multiple times on this box. It's a 12 count brush pen and you get this cool little case with it. It's a zipper case. It says Sharpie on it and it has 6 pens for each side. So that's pretty cool. It's a flexible brush tip, creates thin lines and bold strokes. It says great for drawing, coloring, and hand lettering, which is cool that it mentions hand lettering. Flexible brush tip creates thin lines and bold strokes. Smear, fade, and water-resistant ink. Available in 14 bold, vibrant colors, which is weird because it's a 12 count, but it's available in 14 colors. So that's weird. Why'd you leave out 2? That's my first thought. Store easily. Access quickly, refillable with any Sharpie brush pen. So that's cool. Also gives you their other pens, the twin tip, chisel, ultrafine, and art pen. So I'm going to put some paper towels under here. So this may create weird texture, but I don't want it to like ruin half of my notebook either while I first test these out. So let's get these out. They don't have like color names on them or numbers. I'm still struggling with this 12 count versus 14 count thing. Still in my mind is just very weird. So there is black, dark green, a lighter green, yellow, dark blue, light blue, brown, which not a lot of primary type packs offer brown, so that's pretty cool. Purple, pink, red, orange, and kind of like a coral. Yeah, kind of a coral. So let's go ahead and just swatch these out really quick. Okay, so maybe it is not going to bleed through. So I'll go ahead and take that away. My first reaction is I like the ombre effect that's going on here. I do like how juicy it comes down. Okay, this isn't really a light blue, that's more of an aqua to me. I really like how vibrant that yellow is. I'm not sure if it's coming across, but that yellow is really vibrant and I don't see that a lot. So I'm very happy with that. Same with the orange, it's pretty vibrant. I like how the purple is a pretty true violet. So those are the pens swatched out. This is actually not bad at all how it's ghosting, so maybe these are very good for Bujo. So I want to kind of take a look at these. The tip is more like the Kelly Creates than anything else. The tip for the Sharpie pen is very similar on the Kelly Creates small brush end, if you guys can see that, which if you guys didn't see my Kelly Creates review, I'll put that in the corner up there, but those are bigger than the Pentel. It's kind of that medium between like a Pentel or a Tombow Feud and a large brush pen like a Tombow or an Artline or something similar like that. And it's comparable in size. If this were just one tip, it'd be pretty comparable in size to that. So I actually want to go ahead and... So that was a Sharpie brush pen, and now I'm going to do it with the Kelly Creates, which is a similar type. So my initial reaction is that this one is a little bit easier to control on the downstroke than the Kelly Creates is. So I want to go ahead and show that also. So it looks like the Sharpie is just a bit thicker than the Kelly Creates pen. I'm going to go ahead and rip this out so I can show you guys on here. It's a pretty heavy ghosting, but this is Rhodia paper, so it might actually be better in my Scribbles That Matter. So I just want to go through the motions. Just from doing that, these pens are really juicy, and I'm not sure if it's because this is a new set, so they're brand new to Target and all that kind of stuff, but these are very juicy pens. So hopefully keeping it stored horizontally will keep them juicy. And again, this matches my nails more than it matches this color. So that's a difference between my nails in this color and then my nails and how it lays down. So just, this is not a light blue. Alright, now I'm gonna compare it a little bit to the Pentel Sign pen. This, by the way, is a light blue. This is actually more similar to this than it is to this. So you can see it's definitely thicker than the Pentel Sign pen, and it's definitely closer to that Kelly Creates type pen. It's definitely harder to control, but again, similar to how I felt about the Kelly Creates, it's a pretty good in-between pen if you're trying to go from something like a Pentel Touch to a Tombow. And I actually kind of like these because I feel like these can be good in the bullet journal because the Tombows are pretty thick. So you have to have very good control over the Tombow brush in order to get kind of slimmer headers. So these actually might be better if you want thick headers but don't want them too thick. So that's my thought on that. And I'm going to show you what they look like in my Scribbles That Matter journal. I'm going to go ahead and test these in my wedding bullet journal because this is the one that's closest to me. Also going to do it with a lighter color. Maybe I'll do it with the yellow. So to compare, it's maybe just a touch darker than it is for the Tombow, but maybe that's because of the color I chose. Okay, yeah, so it's the color I chose. So their yellow is a little bit more vibrant, so I can see it a little bit more, but the blues are pretty consistent when it comes to the level of ghosting. So overall, I think that you could probably get away with using these in your bullet journal. Again, I like the fact that these are smaller than the Tombows if I wanted to go that direction for doing headers. I think they are very, very similar to these small side of the dual Dream Pen from Kelly Creates. Pretty much in between this Pentel and this Tombow. This challenges your flexibility and your ability to control more than the Pentel sign pens. So if you're a beginner with brush lettering, I would encourage you to go with a sign pen or go with a hard tip Tombow Feud, because these are definitely easier to control. When it comes to trying to elevate your lettering, I would say that this is a nice in-between, and especially for the price. I think I got these on sale at Target for 20% off since they're new, and so it wasn't a bad price at all. But for the price, if you are not yet ready for Tombows, I would say that the accessibility, and if you can get them on sale, these may be worth it, especially because the headers won't be as thick if you're doing it in bullet journaling. So I just want to compare the Sharpie a little bit to the Crayola Super Tip. Now these are not flexible tips, even though as you can probably see, this is sloped a little bit, so you can letter with these, but I want to compare just a little bit how this is versus the Sharpie. And if you're also a beginner, Crayolas are great beginner pens. And you can do it with any type. You can do it with the broad base. I'm doing it with the Pipsqueaks. So this side is going to be my Crayola and this side is going to be my Sharpie. But again, this is a light blue, not what this is. I think that's kind of my biggest grievance, even though I actually prefer more of an aqua teal mint kind of color, obviously with my nails, but I don't like when they show it as blue and it's not blue. Maybe this is one of the 14 colors instead of the 12 colors. Who knows? You can see it's much more like that one. That just cracks me up. Yeah, it's a pretty good comparison in size comparison with the Super Tips, the kind of header that it would create with these downstrokes. It's pretty similar to what you would get with a Crayola. So I do like these pens. I'm still very confused about the 14 color selection and offering them in 12 packs. I like that it comes with this cool case. And overall, I think for those intermediate letters that are ready to take it to the next level, maybe they've gotten used to the sign pen. You know, for me, it's really what builds up the muscle strength in your hand. So for me, it probably took about 3 months before I felt comfortable with a larger brush pen. And I was practicing every single day. So if you are practicing every single day and you start to feel comfortable and like you have very good control over a Pentel sign pen, or maybe you want to, start working on just larger brush pens in general. I actually do like these, very much in between the Pentel sign pen and the Tombow. So make sure if you get these, you give them time before you just chuck them out, because usually it depends on what the muscle strength in your hand is, because it does have that more flexible tip. So give yourself a chance, keep and hang on to them and practice a lot in order to allow yourself to be able to maintain the control over this. Again, it's just like anything else, practice makes perfect. And if at first you don't like these, I would encourage you to continue trying and to continue lettering, because that will help you in your overall goals and lettering style. So those are my thoughts. I will leave you with that. And I hope I didn't sniffle at all during this video. And if I did, I'll try to edit it out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this and want to see more content, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to see more from me, and hit that notification bell so you know when I post, which is every single Friday. So have a great weekend, y'all.